Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to another episode of Earl Sports Bets. And we have another MLB slate we're going to be going over, giving out some plays. I'm looking at 7 different spots. Tim's looking at 6. So before we get into the video, before we get into the recap, you guys know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we come out with the video here at Earl Sports Bets. You can also follow us on our social medias at Bets Earl on Twitter, at Earl Sports Bets on Instagram. We also have a Discord link if you guys want to join that. The link to that will be in the description of the video down below, as well as our merch if you want to help support our channel. And check that out. The link to that will also be in the description of the video down below. All right, quick recap of what happened yesterday. I'll let you start, Tim.
Yesterday was a little bit of a tougher day for me. Missed on my Atlanta bet, missed on the St. Louis bet by a lot, slipped on the Milwaukee bet. Arizona and San Diego's offense didn't show up. Luckily, did get Houston minus 103, and I did get the win on the Angels minus 130. I also grabbed them before the game at minus 2.5 runs. Somehow that cashed on, I think it's Walsh's game-winning home run.
3-run shot, yeah.
2 home runs from him yesterday. That was kind of nice.
Yeah, he's underrated in that offense.
Yeah, but happy to cash that ticket as well. So ultimately, I was breaking even yesterday. Luckily, there was Counter-Strike, so I made my money back. So
yeah, I had my best day for baseball so far yet. I went 5-0 yesterday. We hit on Toronto plus 150 versus the New York Yankees to get the job done, 3-1 in that game. Cincinnati takes care of those St. Louis Cardinals 12-1. I cashed the minus 101 on Cincinnati yesterday. We also went with the Texas Rangers. Jordan Lyles looked really good, went 5 2/3, and got the win there for those Texas Rangers 7-3. Houston took care of business versus Oakland 9-2. And then our biggest dog of the day, the Arizona Diamondbacks, they cashed with a 3-1 win versus the San Diego Padres. I went 5-0 yesterday. I'm now 11-7 overall, 61.1%, up 6.56 units. So we're doing good so far this season. A combined plus 11.59 units between me and my brother. So we're looking good so far. So let's hope to keep that going with today's slate. Why don't we? And we're going to be getting it started here with the 1 o'clock game. We have Minnesota Twins taking on the Detroit Tigers. Matt Shoemaker versus Jose Arena. It's a minus 150 for those Twins, plus 139 for the Tigers. And we'll start with you, Tim. Your thoughts on this early game?
This is first game. It's super exciting for me. It's going to be a pass. I don't have faith in Detroit right now. Yes, they just won a series against Cleveland, but Cleveland's not going to be good this year. So this one's probably just going to be a pass for me. Minnesota, Shoemaker looks good, but I don't really want to lay the minus 150 on the Twins today. This one will be just fun to watch, see what the young talent of Detroit can do, and just pass on this one.
Yeah, I'm on the same page here. This is a game I'm not going to have any action on. I don't want to lay the minus 150 on the Twins. If anything, it'd probably be a slight lean towards the Tigers at plus 139. But this is one of my no value, no bet games of the day, so I'm just passing on them completely, and I have no interest on betting them. All right, our next game is the Toronto Blue Jays on the road against the Texas Rangers, minus 144 for those Toronto Blue Jays, plus 133 for the Texas Rangers. Steven Matz will be on the hill for those Blue Jays, and he'll be taking on Mike Foltynewicz for these Texas Rangers. And I'll get it started here. Texas coming in 1-2. Toronto coming in 2-1 off of a really good win versus the New York Yankees. And I see this as a down game for the Toronto Blue Jays. They're coming off of a good win versus New York. They're traveling. Texas is staying at home. And I like Foltynewicz. I think he's going to be an underrated pitcher this year. And maybe these Rangers are not as bad as we thought they were going to be this year. I know they're 1-2. I know it's just one game. But I feel like we're getting some value here at plus 133. I actually have this game lined around a minus 108, plus 108 type of situation. So I'm going to be going with the Texas Rangers here on that plus 133 line. I bet them last night at plus 140, so I got a little bit better value. So I usually lock in my baseball bets the night before. So I got them at a better price there at plus 130, plus 140. But we'll be taking the Rangers still here at plus 133 versus the Toronto Blue Jays.
For these first couple games, this one's gonna be another pass for me. I'm not really sure what we're getting out of Texas. Yeah, they just won yesterday, but I don't know how much stock I could put into that. Toronto was able to win the series against the Yankees. That's quite impressive. I'm not sure whether or not that's because Toronto played good or the Yankees just aren't as good as we thought this year. So I'm not sure how much stock to put in that either. Steven Matz he's a strong pitcher. He was a fourth starter on the Mets for a while, but I'm not sure how much I can put into him right now. Last year he was in the bullpen a bunch before the Mets traded him, and he just didn't look impressive at all. Maybe a switch in scenery could have helped him. Mike Foltynewicz, I feel like he's going to be a very underrated pitcher this year. But for this one's going to be a pass for me. I just want to see where these teams go, and maybe in a couple weeks I'll have bets on these teams more.
Yep. All right, we head to our next game, a 4:10 game here in Cleveland. We have the Indians taking on the Kansas City Royals, minus 125 for the Indians, plus 115 for the Royals. We're getting Danny Duffy on the mound for the Royals versus Logan Allen for the Cleveland baseball team here. What's your thoughts on this game?
My Cleveland Indians. But this is another one of those situations where I don't know what I'm getting out of these teams yet. Cleveland is just they struggled against Detroit, so I'm just like, is it just because it's early in the season, or I don't know what's going on with them? Kansas City looked good against Texas, but it was against Texas. So I'm not really sure what we're getting out of each one of these teams. This will be another situation where I'll probably wait a week or two before betting them. I'm going to be passing on this one, but if I was going to, I would lean slightly towards Kansas City.
Yeah, this is another pass for me. I was looking at betting this game last night potentially, but I wanted to see where this line would go in the morning because I liked Cleveland when they were a minus 111. Unfortunately, I didn't bet that at the time, hoping that it was going to go a little bit closer to even money, and it went the other way. So this game is overall going to be a pass for me. I have the Indians line at a minus 117. So neither of these teams have any value in my eyes because that means Kansas City should be a plus 117. And this is going to be a no play for me. I want to see what we get out of these Royals first as well. And I want to see if this Indians team, if their pitching can improve and see if they can win some games that way. So no action for me on this game either. Next, we'll be looking at the Baltimore Orioles and the New York Yankees. Minus 223 for the New York Yankees, plus 202 for the undefeated Baltimore Orioles. We're going to be Jorge Lopez taking on Jordan Montgomery. And looking at this game, it's a slight lean to the Yankees for me. Obviously, I'm not laying the minus 223 or the minus 124 on the run line. But my numbers give the Yankees should be around a minus 257 favor for this one, not a minus 223. But that's still nowhere near a spot where I'm looking to bet this team at all. So this game is going to be a pass here, slightly towards the Yankees, but I'm not going to be betting this game at all. Thoughts?
Yeah, this one's a pass for me. The line's way too long. This is probably going to be a situation for the Yankees, Padres, a bunch of those, and maybe the Mets this year, where I'm not going to be betting them. It's not because they're not good. It's because their line is way too wide. I'm not spending minus 223 on the Yankees. I'm not spending minus 124 on the run line. It's just not a spot that I want to get to. The only way I'm betting the Yankees is either putting them in a parlay or round robins or something like that. I feel like that would be a safe bet, but I'm not going after this one. In order to be able to make money on betting any of the higher teams, that are minus 200, they gotta hit 66% of the time to break even. Not something I want to get into. This one's gonna be a pass for me. It's just no, I'm not going after it.
All right, our next game here is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins. Minus 115 for the Marlins. Some money's coming in overnight on them. I believe they opened around a minus 107 ish. And St. Louis is at plus 105 for this match. We're going to get Daniel Ponce de Leon taking on Trevor Rogers for this matchup. And your thoughts on this game?
Well, I mentioned earlier on that a couple days ago that I am high on the Miami Marlins this year, but not as favorites against the Cardinals. I am going to be grabbing the Cardinals plus 105. It's just why if I can get Cardinals plus money against the Marlins, I don't know. That just seems like a pretty good bet to me. Um, their offense didn't really show up that much. Well, neither of these two offenses showed up in their two series, besides day one for the Cardinals. Other than that, nothing really came. So I do feel like this one could be one of those offensive outbreak games for both teams. I do like Ponce de Leon and the Cardinals in this one plus 105.
Yeah, me too, me too. Unfortunately, last night I locked this in at not a plus money tag. I was expecting some money to come in overnight on the Cardinals, and that just doesn't seem to be happening this season so far. Some reason they are bet up to a favorite. They're minus 115 now, the Miami Marlins. But I bet the St. Louis Cardinals at a minus 102, and I'm still okay with that line. I have them lined around a minus 108 for this game. So I like the St. Louis Cardinals here plus 105 as well versus the Miami Marlins. I'll be backing them as well. So I'm taking St. Louis here and Daniel Ponce de Leon plus 105 versus the Miami Marlins. All right, our next game here is the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. Minus 145 for the Reds, plus 134 for the Pirates. We're getting JT Brubaker taking on Jose De Leon in this matchup. And for starters here, this is the game that I think I was closest to betting that I just didn't bet yet. I like the Cincinnati Reds in this spot. Minus 145. I was hoping for a little bit more Pirates money to come in, and unfortunately it didn't. Actually, it moved 3 cents towards Pirate money. But other than that, like this is a game where I feel like Cincinnati's being undervalued here. Pittsburgh I don't think should be a plus 135 or closer versus much of anyone in the league this year. So it's Cincinnati or pass for me. And at the moment, it is a pass. I might bet this later, but I'm not getting involved in this right now. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I feel like this is a little bit of a fishy spot for betting Reds. If the line went down to like a minus 135, I'd probably be all over it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Something just doesn't seem right about this line. I'm going to be passing on this one. If the Reds line gets better, might go after it. Pirates have just been. Pirates will be a bad team this year. I know that they will, and it would probably be a safe bet to go after the Reds right now. I don't know. Something just seems a little bit fishy here, and I'm going to pass right now. But make sure you follow our Twitter, and I'll let you know whether or not I'm going after it.
Yeah. All right. Our next game is going to be the season opener for this team. The New York Mets will be taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. We're getting Jacob deGrom here versus Matt Moore. And we'll start with you, Tom.
All right. So for this one, there should be zero way that you go and bet the Phillies. Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher in baseball, coming off of their Mets' first game of the season. And you got the best pitcher in baseball, the Mets ace, going up against the 4-starter for the Philadelphia Phillies. This series is going to be a huge mismatch for the Phillies. It's going to be heavy in the Mets' favor. I truly believe that the Mets probably sweep this series just because of the pitching matchups alone. Mets offense is good enough to beat the Phillies. I don't know. I'm not going to be betting the Mets in this game because minus 194 is a little bit much. Might try to look for the Mets like minus 2.5 runs or something in that nature, and I think that's like a minus plus 105 though, so it's not really that crazy. But this game will probably be a pass, probably similar to the Yankee game where I'll put in the parlays or in round robins or something like that. But other than that, not really interested in betting this game. But let's go Mets.
Yeah. Looking at this game for me, I locked a bet into this game last night. I got the Phillies at plus 189 for this matchup, and I was looking at it a little bit in depth more than just okay, it's just Jacob DeGrom versus Matt Moore. Looking at this, the Phillies are staying at home. They just swept a Atlanta team, which I think is going to be competing with the Mets this year. Which I think Atlanta's probably going to be slightly better than the Mets this year, and they just took care of business. 3-game sweep versus that team. Yes, I understand there is a pitching discrepancy between Matt Moore and Jacob DeGrom, and that's why I got this line last night at plus 189, and I don't mind it still at plus 178. I had this game lined around a minus 156 for the New York Mets. So we are getting value here on the Philadelphia Phillies, and I took it. Um, I feel like this is a Phillies team that's coming in, playing really well. They've won 3 straight games to start the year. They swept the Atlanta Braves, and now they're coming in against a Mets team that hasn't played a game yet this season, that could still be rusty from offseason, and they haven't had a chance to play a baseball game yet here. So I'm going to be backing the team that's actually given us some baseball so far this year at a big plus price tag with the Philadelphia Phillies here, plus 178. I want to see what the Mets have to offer. We don't know how Lindor's going to play for this team. I have a feeling he's going to be a really talented shortstop. I think he's still the best shortstop in the league. We all know DeGrom's a really good pitcher. I want to see how he starts the year here. This is a big test for the Mets here to show us what they got and to see if this is a team where they're going to compete this year. And this is a good spot against a Philadelphia Phillies team, which they should beat. I'm just taking the Phillies because I see value on the line. I'm betting the line, or I'm betting the number, not the teams. I'm taking the Phillies here plus 178 versus the New York Mets tonight. I've locked it in at plus 189. All right, our next game here is the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. And this line's moved back to a minus 105 pick'em. This was a Tampa Bay team that was a minus 115 yesterday. So I may need to relook at this line because right now I have it as a pass. But I might want to look back and potentially bet this Tampa Bay team today. They've been criminally underrated and undervalued on the market for the last few years, and they only continue to, win games. So I'll probably look at betting this Tampa Bay team. They're 2-1 versus versus an 0-3 Boston Red Sox team that just doesn't look good right now. They can't seem to hit. They got swept by a Baltimore team, which is not going to be a good team this year. So it's Tampa Bay or it's nothing for this game. I have to go back and look at my numbers to see if I'm going to bet this game, but I like Tampa Bay. I'll lean towards them. I'm going after Tampa on this one. I have them minus 112. I think I put the bet in that way, and I'm kind of regretting it now because it's back down to minus 105. Maybe if more money comes in later on, I might put another bet down on the Tampa Bay if they go to plus money. Because it's totally realistic to see them go down to plus money, considering how much money Boston Red Sox have gotten in the last 20 minutes. Because when we were running this one up at around 9:30, 9:20, it was Tampa Bay at a minus 112, and in less than an hour, it's moved 7.7 cents. So this one can definitely go more into the Red Sox favor. So I definitely want to go after Tampa Bay today. Minus 105. That's my spot today. All right. Our next game we're going to be looking at here is the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Chicago Cubs. Minus 113 for the Cubs, plus 103 for the Brewers. And it's the 2-1 Cubs, 1-2 Brewers. The Brewers just coming off of a loss yesterday versus the Twins. And this line really puzzled me because I'm way higher on the Brewers than I am on the Cubs. And we're getting plus money on this Brewers team right now. I love that spot. I'm taking the Brewers in this spot, plus 103. This team is going to be a better overall team. We are getting Brett Anderson versus Trevor Williams. And these are two unproven pitchers, but that bullpen for Milwaukee makes a huge difference here. I think that this is definitely a way better bullpen than the Chicago Cubs team, which trade away most of their pieces. And this is a Cubs team I think is going to struggle this year. Yeah, they're 2-1. They beat the Pittsburgh Pirates. Give me a break. But I like the Brewers here in this spot, plus 103. I unfortunately locked them in at plus 100 last night, but I still got a plus money, even money bet. I like this Brewers team. And for getting a line like this against the Cubs, I'm all over it. Give me the Brewers.
100%. If you look at each and every part of the two teams, Milwaukee has the better starting pitching, but Milwaukee has the better bullpen. Milwaukee has the better offense, and it's just and then even Milwaukee has the better price tag now. Plus 103 is definitely a spot. I would grab them all the way up to like minus 120. Milwaukee is just that it's that higher, not much higher for me than the Cubs are. Cubs came off of a series win against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Milwaukee actually had to play the Twins, which is a lot tougher of competition. Arguably the best team in the AL Central. So I'm favoring the Milwaukee Brewers on this one. It's hard for me to go for the Cubs, especially at minus money. Give me the Brewers plus 103.
All right. Next, we have the Los Angeles Angels hosting the Houston Astros, minus 115 for these Angels, plus 105 for the Astros. We're getting Jose Quintana taking on Luis Garcia in this game. Your thoughts?
Well, both these teams have made me some money this year, so quite happy with that. For this one, and I feel like these two teams are very, very closely matched. And then in that case, I just look at the line and I see who I can get the best value on. And for me, that is the Houston Astros. I'm grabbing the Houston Astros plus 105. I feel like their offense is good enough. I feel like the pitching Astros pitching could outdo the Angels. Angels just came off of a Sunday night baseball game that was high action packed, and now they're coming right back around doing it all again. I do like the Houston Astros in this game against the LA Angels.
Yeah, I'm all over for this Astros team as well. I mean, the only thing they've really done for us is, sweep the Oakland Athletics, which I think is still a better team than this LA Angels team. And now we're still getting plus money on this Astros team. It's almost like they haven't learned yet that this Astros team is not to be slept on. I think this Astros team is a team we're going to get consistent value on throughout the year if they're continuing to do this. So I'm all over the Astros here. This is a 4% best bet for me. I have them lined more at a minus 113, minus 115. So we're getting good value here on the Astros. I'm all over this Houston team. They've looked good. And Tucker had a couple home runs, I believe, yesterday as well. And this team looks really good. So I like the Astros here, plus 105. And I'm going to be all over that today. All right, our next matchup is the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Oakland Athletics. Minus 149 for the Dodgers, plus 138 for the Athletics. Dustin May taking on Frankie Montas. And looking at this game, the Dodgers coming in 3-1. Oakland's coming in 0-4 after 4 straight losses versus Houston. And I actually like the Oakland Athletics in this spot. I like Frankie Montas as a pitcher. I think this is an Oakland offense that's going to break through eventually. I think tonight's a good night for them to do it versus this LA Dodgers team. I'm already backing. I locked in a bet last night on this Oakland Athletics team at plus 138. But I like this lineup. Kana, Olsen, Chapman, Laureano. Like, this is a good Oakland Athletics lineup. I don't think that they're going to be shut down for long versus Dustin May. I like Dustin May as a pitcher, but he's definitely a step down after Walker Buehler and Clayton Kershaw and Trevor Bauer. So the Athletics are getting a good matchup for them. Plus, I like this Oakland Athletics team to get off their skid here and get a win versus the LA Dodgers. Up nice plus tag. So, your thoughts on this game?
I'm not going after a side for this game, and normally during splits this year, I'm gonna pick one game where I really like a total, and this is one of those games. I'm going over on the 8.5 total. I know it's a minus 119, a little bit more juice on that one, but I do like it. I just feel like these offenses are going to be able to score enough. I feel like this is going to be like a 6-4, 6-5, one of those type games where it goes back and forth and ends up getting one of the last runs will be like in the 8th inning, and that will be how the game ends. Um, I I would back the Dodgers on this side, but I'm not going after a side. I don't want to. I know it's only a minus 149, but I don't really want to back the Dodgers in this one. Um, I'm just going to go the over 8.5 route and go from there.
All right, our next game here is the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres. We're getting it's a minus 153 for the Padres, plus 141 for the Giants. We're getting Morjung for the Padres, and we're getting Desclafani for the Giants. And looking at this game, I didn't do much research on this one because I thought I saw a report last night that one of the Giants players tested positive. Thought that this game was going to be canceled, but apparently it's still on. So I'm not going to have any action on this game. I would have to go through and look at my numbers for this one for this game. I didn't do anything for this one, so it's a pass for me overall. Did you look at this game at all?
Very briefly, this one's going to be a pass for me as well. Even if I did do research into it, I'd probably be on the Padres side, and minus 153 is probably not a spot I'd want to go to. The minus 1.5 could be interesting on the Padres side to get plus money on them, but I just feel like this one's going to be a pass. I thought that this one was going to get canceled too because of the positive test in San Francisco. So I'm just going to be passing on this one and going on.
All right, now we're heading to our last game of the night with the Chicago White Sox and the Seattle Mariners. Minus 118 for the White Sox, plus 108 for the Seattle Mariners. Your thoughts on this last game? Oh, by the way, we're getting Carlos Rendon and Justice Sheffield for this game.
I'm going after the Chicago White Sox. I don't feel like this one should be very close. It's just Seattle is still an unproven team. Did they lose the series? Win the series?
2-1. 2-1.
2-1. They won the series.
Yes.
Oh, because I must have been paying for that series. I even know I had bets on them, but I don't know. I'm going Chicago with this one. Seattle's still unproven. I want to see what they could do against actual competition. I don't feel like San Francisco is actual competition. I just want to see what happens there. I'm grabbing the Chicago White Sox minus 118 tonight.
I'm going to end this video with a disagreement here. And I love this spot for Seattle. This is actually a 4% play for me. This is one of my top 2 plays of the day. Looking at this game, this is a great spot just in general for this Seattle Mariners team. They're staying at home after playing the Giants, and they're going up against a White Sox team that just finished a Sunday Night Baseball game last night and had to travel overnight there to Seattle. I don't think it was too long of a flight, but one thing I'm going to try to look to do this year is fade teams that had to travel after a Sunday night game. And this fits the Chicago White Sox here. So I'm going to fade the White Sox here. I'm going to go with the Seattle Mariners plus 108. I have the Mariners actually lined more at a minus 108. So I would have the Mariners be a favorite in this game at home. So I like the Seattle Mariners spot. I think this is just a good spot for them, and it just works for them. And plus, I don't mind Sheffield as a player, as a pitcher. He's not going to get you crazy innings or crazy strikeouts, but he'll give you a solid 5 and then hand it to the bullpen. So give me the Mariners plus 108 for this last match, and we're going to go with them. All right, quick recap for today's slates. I'll go first. I have the Rangers, which actually have now been bet back up to a plus 137. I'm going to take the St. Louis Cardinals here at plus 105. We're taking the Philadelphia Phillies at plus 178. We're going with the Milwaukee Brewers at plus 103. The Astros at plus 105. The Athletics at plus 139. And the Seattle Mariners at plus 108. Your thoughts? How are your plays?
Cardinals plus 105. Tampa Bay minus 105. Brewers plus 103. Astros plus 105. The over 8.5 for the Dodgers game at minus 119. And we're going with the Chicago White Sox at minus 118.
Alrighty. But that's going to just about do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And let's make some money. Let's catch some bets in the MLB tonight. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.